Hey, it's Jonas from Classic Outdoors, and today we are going to go over the Old Town Sportsman fishing kayak lineup. Stay tuned. A few years ago, Old Town brought to us the Sportsman fishing kayak lineup, and they came in a couple cool different packages. So we had just a standard sit on top standable fishing kayak that was fully equipped with sonar attachments, rod holder attachments, of course your beverage holder, and just some awesome places to store our rods, our tackle. They also included a pedal drive, which is an awesome pedal drive that Old Town came up with. Easy to operate, very low maintenance, great option, and it's also sealed really well. Then they came out with the Minn Kota 10.6, which is a car-toppable motorized kayak, and then they gave us the Autopilot. Old Town brought us all of these great kayaks, and they offered them standard in two colors, the Photic and the Ember. And they also came out with a limited edition in 2023 called the Gray Ghost. And now for a moment, we're going to talk about the Old Town Minn Kota 10.6. This is personally one of my favorite kayaks. And you say, well, it's motorized. Why would you have a kayak with a motor? What I love about this kayak is it gets some people that possibly wouldn't go into a kayak. It gives that man the ability to have a little bit of power, and he can still be out there kayaking on those lakes that don't allow big motors. So this particular kayak is car toppable. It's still light enough that you can put it on the roof rack of your vehicle, move it around easily with two people. It's got a great comfortable seat with a single position on it, so no height adjustment. To drop the motor down, it's just as simple as lifting the kickstand and into the water it goes. They've equipped it with Old Town's orange slide track systems, of which you can put on anything from Scotty, Yak Attack, Ram. It opens up the whole kayak to give you easy access to your gadgets. Also, with this particular boat, they came up with their easy electronic system where you just have a disc, you pop out those 3 screws, put in a different disc, and now you can put all of your wires through your kayak without having to drill a hole. On the 10.6, Old Town thought of just about everything, and they utilized all the space that they could. Along the side here where your foot braces are, they have gear caddies where you can pop in your pliers, different equipment that you might want to have, giving you easy access. Everything's all in front of you, easy to get to. Silent traction pads for when you're standing, gives you good grip, as well as it keeps it a little quieter for the fish underneath. Of course, you need to have a beverage holder on every kayak, and this Sportsman comes with 2. And underneath the seat is where all of the action happens. We've got a great water-resistant battery box right here that is approved for water use. You've got the brains and the motherboard for your motor drive kayak just underneath the seat. And here we have the beginning of the Sportsman fishing kayaks, the Sportsman 10.6 or the 120, also offered in 2 colors, Photic and Ember. It's a simple kayak that gives you a big kayak feel. So this is a standable kayak that's going to give you a real solid feel while you're fly fishing. The seat is a 2-position seat. Also thinking of everything, Old Town has given us a tackle box storage tray on the side and a nice little gear caddy on this side, and dual beverage holders. Under the seat, they've utilized all the space as best as they could. They give us a really nice tackle box that comes with the kayak, and of course a storage area, and you can use several of them in here. Something just so simple as a little bump right here in the mold for a rod rest when your seat is in the high position and you're wanting to work with your tackle. In the front of all of Sportsman kayaks, they've given us an area where we can mount our fish finder transducers, keeping them up above the water so that way we're not banging into rocks and things. They're well protected. Also, the Sportsman paddleable kayak has a really simple to use foot brace operator. You lift that to release and you just pull her back to get her where you need it. Old Town's given us lots of storage space in our rear tank well, as well as up in the front. We've got our storage hatch that we can open up and have full access inside of our kayak for storing gear or for routing wires and things. The one area that we do have to complain about on the Old Town Sportsman lineup of kayaks are the handles, particularly the front handles. These handles are placed in a spot that this kayak rubs on your leg, as well as the divots underneath give you good traction, sure, but they're hard on the hands. Old Town's equipped all of their kayaks in the Sportsman series with something that's really unique in the industry. I call it the rod rest. You put the butt end of your fishing rod in the back here, and then they've lined up their plastic molding right here where your rod tip is going to come over, giving you really good control for when you're needing to change your bait or just move your boat. The Old Town Sportsman PDL. What an incredible kayak. We've done a few demo days with this kayak along with many other options, and it always comes back as the customer's favorite kayak. We've had kids as young as 7 years old in this boat, as well as other individuals that are going to be quite elderly. It's easy to get into, it's easy to operate. One thing you'll find unique about the pedal drive versions of kayaks is they don't have any foot braces. And that's because you're using your feet to pedal. There are aftermarket covers that you can purchase from different businesses that do slip in here and cover up the pedal drive section. But this is primarily a pedal drive kayak. With the PDL kayaks, Old Town has given us a really nice tray that's built right into the seat of the kayak. They've also made it really easy for us to lift up the release and slide our kayak seat forward to get ourselves in the right position for that pedal drive. And now, we're going to talk just for a minute on the Autopilot. The Autopilot is so feature-packed. They've got a spot for everything, whether it's your keys, your cell phone, your fishing tackle, your 5 fishing rods, any of your electronics, your fish finder, your Garmin units, whatever you're planning on packing with this kayak, it's got a spot for it. Ample room. Built in 2 lengths, the 120 and the 136. This kayak, it's highly recommended that you'd have a boat cart. It's getting a little heavy, though the seat and the motor drive are easily removed, along with the battery, the boat is just a big boat feel. Nice and deep right in here, so when we're into the standing position, we actually have a boat underneath us with a sidewall that's easy to find while we're distracted with our fishing, so that way our feet know where we're at. Old Town's got a place for your fishing tackle, a really large box storage area right here. Flush mount rod net holders, 3 of them on all of the Sportsman lineup of kayaks. It's just such a comfortable, easy to use boat. Right over here, we have our rudder deployment arm. You lift the lever, the rudder goes into the water. On the Sportsman 10.6 Minn Kota, along with the Autopilot versions of kayaks, our foot braces operate our rudder kit, making it easy for us to steer and fish hands-free. Anytime we get into a motor-operated vehicle, it's always great to have a kill switch that's attached to the person. Plug it in and the power's on. When we're out on the water, we need to get our motor in or pop it out. We simply pull on the handle, the T-grip right here, and that actuates a cordage that pulls that motor down into the water. You're getting into shore, you're needing to lift your motor out of the water, you just simply release it and up she comes. Too easy. On the Old Town Minn Kota motor drive kayaks, whether they're the Autopilot or the Minn Kota 10.6, you can equip them with a lithium-ion battery to save you weight. The battery box is under our seats. Or you can just use a simple lead-acid battery. The motors are so easy to use, yet there's so many features packed into them, especially the Autopilot. There's spot lock technology, GPS enabling that you can use for maintaining a speed, or if you're wanting to follow a shoreline at a certain depth, you can pair it up with your fish finder. Anytime we're in a pedal drive kayak, a paddleable kayak, or a motor drive kayak, you always need to bring a paddle with you. And Old Town's covered us off. They've given us this great paddle clip. It's got a security latch on it, and off comes your paddle. At Classic Outdoors, no matter what you have for a kayak, we always recommend you to bring a paddle leash with you. It gives you a spot that you can clip your kayak paddle on, and if you get distracted and your paddle starts to drift away, it's always connected. With the Old Town Sportsman kayaks, there's so many features, we just couldn't pack them all into this video. Classic Outdoors maintains stock of all of the Old Town Sportsman kayaks. Find them by our shop. If you got any questions, give us a call or come on down to the store. Thanks for paddling with us today, and we'll see you next time.